Let Marla be on her own.
Johnny. Call the Broken Arrow City Council meeting to order. We have invocation by Mrs. Pastor Maganero, the First Lady of Harvest Church.
Good evening.
Good evening, Anita.
I'd like to read a portion of scripture from Matthew 6, verses 9 and 10 in the New Living Translation. Pray like this: Our Father in heaven, may your name be kept holy. May your kingdom come soon. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let's pray. Father, I pray that our eyes would see what your will is for Broken Arrow. I pray that our ears would hear what your will is for Broken Arrow. And I pray that our hands would do your will in Broken Arrow. I ask for your wisdom in all the decisions that need to be made. I ask for your protection for all our first responders and the citizens of this blessed city. Help us to keep our focus on your ways and your direction. I commit this evening's meeting into your hands. I pray this in your precious and holy name. Amen.
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 Thank you, ma'am. Roll call.
Pickle. Here. Green.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Parks.
Here.
Wimpy.
Here. Please stand and join Counselor Pickle for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as it stands.
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call. Item 7 is public hearings, appeals, presentations, recognitions, and awards. Are we ready for the flag presentation?
No, I think we're going to
Not
have to
yet.
table that.
Okay,
Mayor.
so we're going to table item A for just a moment. 7B, presentation of and authorization to execute a proclamation declaring the week of September 15th through the 21st as Constitution Week. And I have got a proclamation in here somewhere in my stack of stuff. All right. And the proclamation reads, whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government and a republic dedicated to rule by law, and whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate it. Whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 15th through the 21st as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Deborah Wimpy, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Broken Arrow, do hereby proclaim the week of September 15th through the 21st as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties. In witness whereof, I hereby set my hand upon and cause the seal of the city to be affixed the 16th day of September of the year of our Lord, 2025. So there is no, I don't think there's a motion on that one. Entertain a motion to approve the
I'd make a
proclamation.
motion that we approve the proclamation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All right. Item 7C is presentation and authorization to execute a proclamation declaring the week of September 22nd through 28 as Gold Star Families Remembrance Week in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. This one is pretty special to me, and we have a Gold Star family in the audience, Michael Kuhn. And I just wanted to make sure that we recognize the sacrifice that the families go through whenever our men and women go off to protect our freedoms. So this proclamation reads, whereas we honor and recognize the sacrifices that are made by the families of those who are members and veterans of the armed forces who have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to defend freedom while protecting the United States. And whereas through their service, the members and veterans of the armed forces bear the burden of protecting the freedom and rights of the people of the United States. And whereas the selfless example of the service of the members and veterans of the armed forces, as well as their sacrifices made by the families of those individuals, inspires all individuals in the United States to sacrifice and work diligently for the good of the United States. And whereas we encourage the citizens of the city of Broken Arrow to observe Gold Star Family Remembrance Week by performing acts of service and goodwill in their communities, and to celebrate the families who have made the ultimate sacrifice so others can continue to enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Therefore, I, Deborah Wimpy, Mayor of the City of Broken Arrow, do hereby proclaim the week of September 22nd through September 28th as Gold Star Family Remembrance Week. In witness thereof, we hereby set our hands on this September 16th, 2025. I entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the Gold Star Families Remembrance Week in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
I'll second.
Thank you. All right, item 7D is presentation and authorization to execute a proclamation declaring September 16th as Metropolitan Environmental Trust Day in the city of Broken Arrow, and encourage our citizens to participate in activities such as recycling, reducing, reusing as a commitment to our community and the planet. Jerry, come talk trash to us.
Oh, I get to talk trash. I love talking trash, but I like talking recycling even better. So I just want to thank you, Mayor, Council. Thank you for having us here today. I'm Jerry Schuber. I'm the Director of Solid Waste and Recycling. And it is my honor to actually be able to say that we've had 25 years worth of our MET, one of the most successful METs in the entire system. So I went back and started looking at all of the materials, and it's in the packet, just to kind of give you a feel for how successful that MET has been. We actually have collected a total of about 33 million pounds of materials throughout that 25 years. And things like cardboard, we had 7.5 million pounds over that 25 years. 2.5 million pounds of plastic, 9.3 million pounds of mixed paper. When you start looking at the efforts of our citizens, because this is citizen-driven, then you really have to be very excited about the fact that recycling matters in this community. And they've said that because that's what we do at the curb now as well. And that's still, with us doing curbside recycling over the last few years, they're still participating. The Met still continues to have a great deal of effort put into it. We have a great group of people working out there. We have a great team working on it. Our own Lisa Ford's on our board. I mean, we can't celebrate them enough. So what we're going to be doing this year, and we have been doing over the last 6 months, is getting the Met cleaned up, because that Met's 25 years in that location. And so we repainted it. We've cleaned up the fence line. We've put a new sign out, which you'll probably all notice now that you're driving past it tonight. And then we also trimmed all the trees back so you can actually see into the Met. And we moved a bunch of the materials that have been out there for quite a while. So we've put some effort into it. And go ahead and unroll. What you will see on the fence tomorrow
There we go.
will be a banner just letting people know that we've had 25 years of our Met. You're going to want to turn that around so the audience can see it as well. But this will actually be on the fence line out there, just letting the residents know We're celebrating 25 years with this Met. And really, those applause go to everyone in this audience and everyone who's watching, because they're the ones who've made it successful. I've only been here 4.5 years. They did all the work. So I just want to tell you thank you. We'd really like for you to sign that proclamation for the Met. And I don't know if Bobby made it. Nope.
He
Bob-
did. He was here. He'll
Was
be
he?
back.
Okay.
So while you're up there, can you
Yes,
do me
sir.
a favor and tell everybody what the Met actually stands for? I've used the word Met for years, and I've visited the Met for years, but I never actually knew what it stood for until I actually looked at the agenda.
Great question. That's our Metropolitan Environmental Trust. And the trust is a group of cities that also have a Met location at their city as well. And so we share that with multiple jurisdictions throughout Tulsa and the surrounding region. And so out of them, we're one of the most productive as far as finances are concerned too. So anyway.
We actually make money. Ours
Yes.
makes money
Yeah, well,
most of the time.
whenever you break even, you're making money. So in
That's right.
recycling, that's the way you want to do it. So yeah. Anyway, thank you folks for letting us come up today.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Great job.
sir.
I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation declaring September 26, 2025 Metropolitan Environmental Trust Day.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Roll call. All right, item 7E, presentation and annual update by MetroNet. Michael Spurgeon.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Good evening. Good evening, everyone that's here this evening. So I had mentioned to council members back in the spring that later this summer, early fall, we would have a representative from MetroNet come and give an update on the progress they've had in terms of providing services to our community. And we have Shauna Brockett from MetroNet that's going to actually provide the governing body with an update. So I'd like to ask her to come forward and share the good news with us about how it's going.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Council, for inviting me back to Broken Arrow to give you an update on the MetroNet project. My name is Shayna Riffert, and I'm the City Relations Manager for MetroNet. So since July 2024, MetroNet has worked closely with the City of Broken Arrow to bring residents and businesses the internet speeds of the future. So we've been here a little over a year. We look forward to providing the city with MetroNet's 100% high-speed fiber optic network through a fully funded $35 million investment. So a little bit about what we've been doing over the past year. We've completed over 10,000 passes, and that's actually homes passed. We've done over 730,000 feet in underground and over 8,000 feet in aerial. We have about an estimated 12 to 14 months remaining on the project. Some more statistics, we've completed over 700 resident tickets. We have a 4.8 out of 5 Where's My Tech install rating, which is great. That's a survey that was sent out. There was 571 surveys completed by your residents. We also have an on-time arrival from field operations to jobs at 97.26%. That's our installation team. So we have some exciting news. That's a picture of our hut. We now have power to our hut, which will feed the 4 feeder rings. This is what provides the residents with service. Just a little bit of refresher from what I talked about last year, communication, because these are still going out. So the first thing their residents are going to get is a letter mailed, which is in the top left-hand corner there, about 30 to 45 days prior to the start of construction. It is important for the residents to open this letter if you see them. It has a lot of information in there, some FAQs. It has our construction website, and it has our customer service number. About 7 to 10 days prior, next to that is the postcard where it says construction underway. Those are bright green. The third notification down in the bottom, that's the door hangers. Once you see those door hangers, we are starting construction. And then the fourth is the entrance sign, the sign that's placed in the entrance or exits of the neighborhoods. Our construction website, I wanted to talk about this again. This is really important, really great tool. It's metronet.com/construction. This is where you can place a ticket for construction-related questions. If you have a sprinkler system, if you have a dog fence, if you have some restoration concerns, questions, or issues, go ahead, submit a ticket. We have a 99% response rate within 24 hours. Restoration, that's a big topic, so I wanted to show these pictures again. Restoration, we do that within 24 to 48 hours after the start of the build. We have a 99% response rate within 24 hours as well. So there's a couple pictures of what it looks like during and then after. And you can see we're flush with the ground, so residents can mow around that, weed eat around that. If you want to place a little mulch on top of that, then do that too.
Okay, all right. Thank you for
Any
the update.
questions about our update?
Do you guys have any questions?
It's exciting.
No, you guys have been busy.
Thank you
So,
again.
yes, thank you for coming and sharing the update. All right, item 7F is presentation and discussion of upcoming micro-survey about a potential 8th proposition on the April 2026 ballot. Aaron.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council members, Mr. Spurgeon. Aaron McCullough, Director of Communications for the City of Broken Arrow, and I am happy to be here to preview the micro-survey for the potential 8th proposition. What is the potential 8th proposition? I will now yield to City Manager Spurgeon, and he will give you a little bit of background because it's probably important to know what it is before we actually preview it. So, Mr. Spurgeon.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. So we have a number of representatives from the sports organizations that we partner here in the audience tonight. I want to thank them for coming. Number one, I think a couple may have asked to speak to the governing body at the completion of the presentation of the proposed survey, and so I would indulge council to allow them to provide some comments. I think it's important, especially because we have a full house tonight, is to take just a couple of minutes and read the request for council action, and then I have some points I'd like to make. So I'm going to follow the RFA. And what it says is that the general obligation bond initiative that will go before the voters is tentatively scheduled for April of 2026. And right now, it will include approximately $400 million in proposed capital improvement projects for transportation, public safety, parks and recreation, public facilities, stormwater, drainage, and the council may decide to include a proposition associated with the South Broken Arrow Library. We've done surveys on all of those initiatives and have the feedback from those that responded. All of them have been very well completed, and we've got good information that have helped us form the package. If approved by voters, the bond initiative would not change the current tax rate that we pay for local property taxes, which council said that if we were going to do this for property taxes, the tax rate would essentially remain the same. With more than $1 billion in improvements that were presented for consideration for inclusion in the 2026 bond package, the total has been trimmed down to approximately $600 million in projects for those 7 anticipated propositions in the bond initiative. However, there's another $200 million in projects that have to be pared down to meet the City Council's directive for the 2026 bond, representing no rate or change in the tax rate that the citizens currently that own property pay. Despite the eventual cut of more projects from the 2026 bond package, the need for improvements is not removed. Obviously, the goal is to maintain and build upon the great quality of life that we have here in Broken Arrow. The potential 8th proposition, which we're going to explore a little bit in just a few minutes, the idea of including approximately $52 million of improvements to the Broken Arrow sports facilities where youth and adults both, the organizations participate in athletic programs, soccer, fast pitch softball, baseball, football, and lacrosse, as well as slow pitch softball, would also include general infrastructure improvements to the internal roadway, parking lots, and lighting at Indian Springs Sports Complex. Broken Arrow is being passed over by other cities as an option to host tournaments for RU sports organizations. Local tournaments have an advantageous been to Broken Arrow in the past. Families continue to want to come to ours. However, because we don't have some of the modernizing of the facilities, we're losing a lot of tournaments and we're losing a lot of league opportunities to other communities in the Oklahoma area, but specifically in Northwest Arkansas. These improvements, should the council decide to do that, would also be a help with the boon in terms of economic development. Our businesses, restaurants, and hotels in Broken Arrow, they definitely benefit when you have tournaments as well as league night. They're very, very important. The improvements would align the city sports facilities with facilities in other cities and position Broken Arrow as an attractive destination for organizations that want to promote tournaments. The 8th proposition would ask voters to approve or deny a temporary 5-year sales tax, which would have a sunset to be dedicated to these athletic facility improvements. If the proposition moves forward and appears on the ballot, and if it's approved by the voters, the temporary sales tax increase would sunset after 5 years. The micro-survey that we're going to discuss here with Aaron is about the potential propositions for the April 2026 election. It will gauge the feedback of those that take the survey on their appetite, as I will say, for supporting such an initiative for essentially for our youth in our community. Now, I want to mention a couple things because the council's been doing this really now for 15 months. And here are some of the reasons why this is worthy of consideration. As you know, there's 100%. If 100% equals $400 million, each of those 7 propositions, you have to allocate a certain percentage of it towards each area. Transportation, for example, includes all your asphalt and concrete, is going to be somewhere around 45 to 50% of that $400 million. Right now, the estimation for the Parks and Recreation is around 55 to 60 million. I'll stay with 55 million for right now. Of that 55 million, council has indicated, and this is supported by the surveys, is that the residents want a community center in the southwest part of our community, which would essentially give us one in the north, the central, and into the southwest part of our city. If council approves that, that's only going to leave around $15 million available for general maintenance. And one of the priorities that council said, besides a community center, was we want to, over the next 10 years, to upgrade and basically all of the neighborhood parks in the entire community, and that's about $6 million right there. And then there's other items that we're going to have to include that's sort of general maintenance and upgrade some of our facilities. Just like anything else over time, our facilities have become dated and they're in need of state-of-the-art improvements. And I know how important sports are to this community. It's very, very clear. We have a community that basically sports is very, very important for both, not only for adults, but for the youth as well. What has happened is once again, we've lost that edge of being a place where it used to be when there was competition, for tournaments, it was essentially Kansas City, Broken Arrow, and Dallas. Now you've got other locations because of a lack of turf, a lack of lighting, other improvements that you're seeing in these other facilities. And should the council consider an 8th proposition, this could be something that we could do major upgrades to all of our facilities and not only provide our kids primarily an amazing places to play, and we would do it in such a way that the parents who vote for the initiative, their kids would enjoy those improvements within probably 3 years. We would also make sure to be an economic development boon by actually bringing people from restaurants, businesses, and most importantly for our hotels, which I know is very, very important. So with that, I asked Aaron to put together a draft survey for council to review, so that way the council can look at and ask questions about this proposition. So he's prepared I think a 3 or 4 slide PowerPoint that outlines the proposed survey. So why don't you share that with the governing body?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Spurgeon. This will be a very brief survey. It'll be very much like the last survey that we put out to the public for the South Broken Arrow Library. Quite a significant amount of information in the introduction, and then just a few questions. It will capture everything that Mr. Spurgeon just said, so folks understand where we are as far as our standing is with the planning for the 2026 general obligation bond. Just some highlights once again that these are things that are going to be in there so that everybody understands what it is that we're looking at. We're looking at a temporary sales tax increase of half of 1 cent. On our purchases made here in Broken Arrow. It would sunset after 5 years, dedicated to fund approximately $52 million in sports facilities improvements. And if approved, the work on the improvements would begin soon after the election. And visitors of Broken Arrow would help pay for these improvements. These are all some of those points that are, I just wanted to highlight those that are within the draft of the survey as it stands right now. 4 questions. The first question really isn't a question as much as it is just a generation of response, and that is to please indicate your feedback for a temporary sales tax increase of half of 1 cent to help fund needed improvements to the sports facilities in Broken Arrow. The temporary increase would sunset after 5 years. 2 responses: support or oppose. That's it. Then we have 3 other questions, and these are basically just for demographics. We're asking for age, we're asking if you're a voter, we're asking if you have children under 17 in your home. And the age, it's going to be broken down into categories 18 to 24, 25 to 34, your typical demos there. Our target launch day is Monday, where we're going to turn this thing around pretty quickly. On the 22nd, we're going to go for 3 weeks, just as we have with all the other surveys. And then we plan to be back here in your second meeting in October to present the results to you. We really wanted to be able to do this on the 22nd, so that way we could get it out in front of the people who've been coming to our forums for this last forum that we have with the public on the 25th at South Broken Arrow Baptist Church. And with that, happy to answer any questions that you may have.
All right.
I don't have any questions. I do want to make a statement. I think it's important too and which you do a great job on messaging, so I have no doubt that you're going to do this, but if we do put this on as an 8th proposition, that people that are actually voting on it will get to see the fruits of their vote.
Yes, let me explain that.
Where if it goes to the bond, it may be way further down the road. Sorry, did I take your thunder?
No, I
Sorry.
was hoping someone would ask that question so I could provide some clarity. So if I can, I appreciate the comment and the question. So when this was presented to the council a couple of months ago, as well as presented to all the user group organizations, obviously you want to try to turn things around quickly. And so this is what, plus you get an opportunity to make sure you get the right information out there, which is very important. So when I spoke to the council members about this a couple of months ago, I said the way that I would like to present this to you, if you put this on there, and we will present to the voters, that if the voters approve this, we will now have an authorization that we could go out and we could borrow the funds to basically to complete the improvements all at one time. So based on the recommendation from Charlie Bright and the Engineering Construction and Shannon Marshall, the most appropriate way to do this to where the kids of the parents that would support it could enjoy it is we would immediately award contracts for the design work, working with the user groups to come up with the amount that each will receive, which will all be decided before actually council finalizes the matter. We would begin the design for the work for all the facilities at one time. That'll take approximately a year. And then once all the designs are done, then we would go out to bid for all of those projects and then be completed at the same time, which could take a year to a year and a half. And then we'd have to work with the sports organizations to actually, for the timing of their seasons, to make sure that it works for them with as little impact as possible to their normal season. So in essence, you're looking at about a 3-year window in order to, from the time the voters approve it, maybe 3.5 at the most, depending on award of contracts, the start of construction, completion of construction, to where all those kids that the parents supported it would be able to use us plus future generations. Now, if you do it by way of a bond package, let's say hypothetically the council decided not to do or wanted to do more capacity, wanted to do a community center and the sports facilities, or didn't do the community center, in that $52 million, we would not be able to issue that $52 million in 1 year because we're limited about how much we can issue each year because we have to keep the property tax rate the same. So in essence, council would have to make the choices about which sports organization would go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, respectively. And so by doing this, actually, it increases the capacity for the funds we have for a great community. It addresses one of the most important things, that is, number one, the community center, which is both passive and active recreation for everyone. And for those parents and adults that play sports in our community, it would also have something for them to continue to make us one of the most competitive places to play adult and youth sports basically in the Midwest, in my opinion, with the type of improvements we're seeing. So that's what it would be. Obviously, council has to approve it, then we have to go out and sell it. And probably the biggest supporters of this are the sports organizations themselves, and they've committed to help actually get out to all of their memberships, their parents specifically, the importance of helping, should the council decide to go forward, providing the public education needed for April 7th.
There was probably enough votes at 7 and under T-ball last night at Arrowhead that we could pass this. So we can just get the user groups definitely to get behind this and talk to them. I really feel like it would pass for an 8th proposition. So
with that, Mayor,
we'll see what the
we have some folks that might want to speak.
And just to clarify while I get folks coming up, the vote is on each individual question. Mm-hmm. And is there a percentage that has to have a pass on each question?
Actually, Trevor can correct me, but on the proposition transportation is 50.1, the public safety is 50.1, Parks and Recreation is 50.1, City Facilities 50.1, Stormwater is 50.1. Then you get into the drainage, if council includes the drainage, that's 60%.
That's correct.
And then 7 would be 50.1, which would be the partnership, and this would take just a simple majority.
So 7 would be the library's partnership,
Yes.
and then the 8th would be a simple majority.
We do have residents signed up to speak. So first we have Brad Gordon.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. Thanks for allowing me to speak this evening. I really appreciate it. I am the president of Broken Arrow Adult Softball, and I operate the Challenger Sports Complex, the newest sports complex that we have, which is a turf complex. I also have 2 fields at the Indian Springs Softball Complex, which are aged, but we still use them quite a bit. We have spoiled our ball players. They love the turf. They don't like playing it on the dirt at Indian Springs. But you all have already seen our needs here, but I want to say that, you know, I'm a citizen of Broken Arrow. I've been here since 1985. I've run softball for the adults for about 21, 22 years, and I'm in complete support of this proposition. The Challenger Sports Complex, we didn't know it was going to be called Challenger, but my father and I worked with Scott Esmond, our old parks director. We tried to get a bigger ballpark for softball back, 2005, 2006. We didn't get on the bond in 2009. That was a heartbreaker. We didn't get on the bond in 2011. We finally got on 2014, and then we don't open until 2021. So that tells you how long it takes to get these sports complexes rolling. And I know the other user groups are going to speak, but I'm going to speak for all of the soccer, the baseball, the girls' fast pitch. We're going to be behind if we don't get these facilities upgraded. Because I brought up 4 boys that played baseball at Indian Springs back when the horse ranch was still there, where the softball fields are. And I visit with these coaches now. They're all, I'm going to Northwest Arkansas this weekend because they've got turf, and I know if it rains, I'm still playing. And, and Tahlequah just opened a new turf complex. So that's competition. Choctaw's got turf. Midwest City's got turf. So I'm in complete support of this proposition, and I hope you guys will consider that. But I think it's very important for our organization or for our city to have that economic impact. That's the better the complexes we have, we're going to be that sports town. That means more restaurants, more hotels, and just more growth for City of Broken Arrow. It's already growing like wild weeds, so these are things that we need. Our Parks Department needs it. Our complexes need it. And Indian Springs is aged. I mean, I have a 42-year-old son that played all the way through Indian Springs. So that just tells you how old that park is. So it just needs a big upgrade. So anyways, any questions for me? No? Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tammy Seal.
Hi, Council. Mayor Wimpy, thank you for letting me come and speak tonight. I'm with the girls' fast pitch with Broken Arrow girls softball, and I echo everything he says. Our community, our youth, they deserve it. I've lived in Broken Arrow for 35 plus years. I raised 3 daughters. All 3 of them played out at Arrowhead Park, even as back as far as Central Park when we had that. And now I have 3 granddaughters that are starting. And I want to give them the best opportunity that they can to be able to grow in the sport, but also give the City of Broken Arrow, make it a win-win. I don't want to have to take them out of town to play a tournament if I can have an opportunity a year. I do coach softball as well, so I am the one that makes those decisions. And my decision will always be Broken Arrow if I have the opportunity. However, we do have lots of other parks and stuff in the state that are starting to take those opportunities away from us. One of them is because of the fields aren't turf. I know that's a broken record. We need turf fields. We need turf fields. But when it rains like it did this spring, not only did our tournaments rain out, but also our league.
Yeah.
And that's where our kids are out there. Lisa was mentioned it last night. I was the one out there last night. I could have gotten this to pass with those parents last night. I'm just telling you, they're wanting turf fields, but we also want the lights and the different things that need to happen. Safety is a major issue. And so just want to let you know, we support the other groups as well, because we want the kids to make a decision of what they want to play. And we also want to be able to support the city as well on the economic part of it. A big thing that we have in the girls' fast pitch coming up too is other parts of the country are looking to come play here. We have the Olympics coming in Oklahoma City in a couple of years. It's a big opportunity now for us in 3 years, if it takes about that long, to start being able to be a showcase for future even after that. So, any questions for me?
No, I had forgotten all about Central softball. That's where my daughter played. Yeah, I forgot all about that. So
I remember those bleachers over there.
Oh,
for
Look,
sure.
I am old and I played at Arrowhead. I think I asked Spurgeon's like, when you slide into home, do you still get the bad strawberries like you do on the dirt field when it's turf, or is it just like a carpet burn?
You can, it's like a carpet burn. But
Many pieces of rock out of my leg. Yeah. So I think that is a good point, though. It's not just turf that we're talking about. It is the lights and other safety issues as well. So thanks for bringing that up, because I know we talked about turf, but it's not just turf.
Oh, no, you're talking, the lighting is extremely important. It's much more cost effective. The turf is important, but you've also got other comfort improvements for the fans, basically the parents, the grandparents, the kids that can enjoy the experience. And then all the complexes need improvements to the parking lots. They also need sidewalks, fencing, and so there's just general maintenance is needed as a part of this. And once again, what's really good about this is that we will sit down with all of the organizations and work out exactly what the priorities are. You've seen those lists on June 18th, and so this is going to be actually user-driven for the most extent.
And all the sports will be on Proposition 8
Yes.
if that's what we vote to do. So
Yes.
it's not like we have to vote for each individual
Nope,
sport.
they'll all be in Prop 8.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
All right, Chad Lott.
How are you doing?
3 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Mr. Spurgeon, and Council. My name is Chad Lott. I'm the president of Broken Arrow Youth Sports, which houses the youth sports of tackle and flag football, cheerleading, and lacrosse. I am also the executive director of Indian Nations Youth Sports. Again, we do, which is the governing body of 117 individual clubs, again, governing the sports of football, basketball, cheer, and lacrosse throughout the state and northeastern Oklahoma areas. As the leader of these organizations and as a Needham Heights Park user, we would like to express our gratitude to the city leaders for recognizing and balancing the local needs of our youth, as well as work with the users to provide a balance of exceptional parks. As we leverage our networks to attract outside sales tax revenues from the many teams and families who stay in our hotels, dine at our facilities, shop at our retailers, fill their cars with gas just to do it again the next weekend. That is really what we do. At the end of the day, as user groups, our first priority is that to the citizens and to the children of our community. We are very unique, as Mr. Spurgeon had said, in that we have made a decision long ago to work with our user groups in a little bit different way than most cities. Because of that, we've had some exceptional leaders in some of our user groups that have found ways to not only fund some of their programs, but also expand their programs to attract outside tournaments and regional development camps, et cetera, et cetera. That has become what we've heard over a long period of time with the city as a benefit. And throughout the years, as more of us have continued to do this, then what we found is we have become one of the number one, if not the number one driver of sales tax revenue in the city of Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow football, lacrosse, and all the sports that I compass, not only, and I feel that I can speak for a lot of the clubs that are, whether they're in the Oklahoma City area, in the Muskogee area, or anywhere else in the state, that they also believe that Nienhuis is a jewel, and they love to play their tournaments there. When we were tasked by the city to come up with some improvements that we might need, that's really what we did, is we went to a lot of the outside groups, our lacrosse groups who travel across the country, and started asking them, what do you see, what do you like, how can we make this a jewel of the Midwest? We don't want to be the way stop in between Kansas City and Dallas. We want to be the stop from Dallas and Kansas City. So with that, thank you very much. If you have any questions.
Do you have anybody else speaking?
Yes, one more.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin Laymaster?
Howdy. Barbara Wilson, the heart and soul of Broken Arrow Soccer Club, is sick tonight, so y'all got me. I'm Kevin LeMaster. I'm the second VP. I'm the complex and fields guy for the club, and lights are our biggest thing. Of our 38 soccer fields we have at Indian Springs, 19 are lit. We have maxed out what we can have at tournaments because the spring tournament's not as bad. It's in May, so it's light later. Our fall tournament is mid-November, so after 5, half our fields can't be used anymore, so we lose like 2 time slots, and so we have maxed out the number of teams we can have at tournaments based on how many games we can play on a weekend. And so anyway, that's just the biggest issue. Turf is great. Turf is nice. We don't have to close down after rain as quickly as the baseball and the softball people do. But it is nice, but lights are the big deal. And that's what I wanted to say. Have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
All right.
Further discussion?
Yeah, I was just going to throw in one. I want to say thanks to everybody who's come out and spoke to us tonight. And as a council, we hear you. But I think it is very important with the survey coming up that we hear from the citizens. Because if the citizens don't support it, it's not something that we can really get behind. But if they do support it, we want to know that. So I encourage everyone who knows someone, who loves someone, if you just like a kid, to encourage them to get out and do this survey so we can hear from you, because we are your representatives and we want to represent you well. So if you take the time, take that 5 minutes to do that survey, that will tell us a lot and give us a lot of direction. I have my own opinions. I have a kid at Nienhuis, however you say that, park up the road, having football practice right now, and I wanted soccer practice. And so my kids do participate, but we want to hear from our citizens so we can make well-informed and educated decisions of what's best for our citizens right here in Broken Arrow.
Great. All right.
With that, I just need council permission to move forward with the survey.
I'll make a motion to move forward with the survey.
Second.
Oh, third.
All right. Okay, we can go back up to item 7A, which we tabled. So it's presentation of the Muskogee Nation flag to be displayed at the city facilities in accordance with ordinance number 3890. Michael?
Actually, I was going to ask Councilor Ford if she wanted to provide some comments, because she actually brought this notion, and which is I just jumped all over me. I was so excited. Obviously, I wanted you to actually share how this came about and then we can actually begin the ceremony here. We have representatives from basically the Muskogee Creek Nation, and I'm excited for the mayor to introduce them, but I thought I would give you that opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. So I was actually on a panel through Oklahoma Municipal League. I don't remember what town it was. It was a nice casino, but there was a lot of people in there. And it was maybe even sponsored by the tribes, I'm not sure. But as we had questions and answers, a couple of the different tribes are like, you know, everybody wants to know, what can we do for them? And which Muskogee Creek Nation does a lot for us, but I feel like it's always been a partnership. I don't know that hopefully we haven't gone out and said, hey, can you do this? I really feel like we've had a partnership with the mural and the Mission 22 statues and everything. But I was like, that really resonated with me. And I'm like, we are on Muskogee Creek Nation land. And so we're also in the United States of America. But I feel like we can respectfully fly both flags. And I was real excited that the council was behind it as well. And that I was really excited that now we're the first city in Oklahoma that gets to fly. I'm sorry, Bigsby, and you even had to bring your own flag over here. Sorry about that. That we get to fly their flag. I told everybody. I told Kathleen, we got to be first. We got to be first. And it has been a process. So I'm so excited that this is happening. So
We are slightly competitive, yes.
yes, we
would
are.
like to be first.
Yes. So Mayor, if you want to.
Yes. So and I believe they're all here, but in the audience, we do have Chief David Hill. We have Speaker Randall Hicks. We have Representative Leonard Gouge.
Leonard.
Representative Robert Huft. Representative Robin Whitecloud.
All right.
Yep. Representative Dodie Barnett. Did I say that right? But not here. Okay. Representative Mark Randolph.
I didn't see Mark.
I didn't see him. Yep. Representative Galen Cloud.
Didn't see Galen.
Yeah. And then Secretary of Culture and Humanities Raylan Butler.
Okay.
And Mayor, too, if I could say too, and because I'm just saying for the public, because they may not know, actually, I believe it was a couple of years ago, Kathleen Elliott got our city council together with the Muskogee Creek Nation Council, and we had lunch. We've done that for 2 years, actually. We've had lunch. We got to talk about just issues, you know, that affect both of us, and we may have been the first city to do that too. We were? Okay, so of course we were. But anyway, I just thought it was so good, and just the relationships. And so now we run into each other all the time all over the state doing things, and it's like, I'm like, oh, we're people. Like, I'm so excited to see them.
Yeah, we have the same residents. So,
yeah.
And that I was surprised that we as a city had not invited a sit down together before we had that. That was kind of mind blowing to me that it had taken that long. So. Thankful
we're
for
glad
that.
you're here. Yeah.
So do we want to all go down and then come up and they can present the flag?
Well, I would
Or
say.
how would you want to
Well,
do
first
that?
I would say on a personal note, you want to talk about partners. The tribe brought me Kathleen.
Yes.
And so I'm thankful for Chief Hill and Second Chief Beavers for that opportunity. So I'm
Is that what
very
it's called, an
excited.
opportunity?
Yes, Marilla. Very, very thankful. Actually, I would like for the chief and the speaker to come forward and actually say a few words, and the council members to come down and accept the flag from the chief. Okay. And then what we'll do is actually we'll take the flag, and then tomorrow our team will actually hang the flag, and from here forward it'll be council's passed the ordinance. It'll be in our council chambers, and we're going to coordinate flying the flag at City Hall as well, which council requested.
And I'll just be totally transparent. I am not Muskogee Creek Nation. I am Choctaw, but I love living on Muskogee Creek Nation, so it's all good.
Okay.
So do I say I'm not Muskogee Creek Nation either in transparency?
No, I just want to make sure that, you know, I still love them, even though it's not my tribe.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Councilor, and City Manager, Attorney, and everyone here, thank you for this day. I mean, a historic day for us as well. You are one of the first in Oklahoma. We recently had one in Macon, Georgia, and they also had a visit with Columbus, Georgia, just the other day. Not only our original homelands, but the homelands that we had here, which consists of Tulsa and Broken Arrow and everyone surrounding city and the reservation. So it is truly an honor just to be here amongst you all and having that partnership. You know, me and the mayor kind of go back several years, won't say how long. Councilor Ford and also Michael knew each other pretty well, and just creating that partnership meant a lot. And also, I'll bring the speaker up. I know he had a comment to say about the softball field. I'll let him do that.
Okay.
But I also have Raylan Butler, as you mentioned, Secretary of Culture and Humanities. I think she has a land acknowledgement.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Okay.
So, but thank you. It's always good to have that partnership of how we're going to grow together. That's always been, which I know that's always been my motto too. If we're going to be the number one in Oklahoma, is to work with the tribes and vice versa, to work together, to be who we are as Muskogee people. And as I mentioned before, I'm also Muskogee by blood, and I'm also an Oklahoman.
Yes.
So decisions that we make, we feel it's always what's best for us as well as the state of Oklahoma. So, Mado, thank you.
Yeah.
Speaker.
Good evening. As Chief said, my name is Randall Hicks, Speaker of the National Council, and just an honor to stand before you to present our flag to be flown here on, as we all agreed, our old homeland. And as Chief kind of stated, it's a lot easier to work together to get things accomplished than to work against each other. And that's what it's all about. White, black, red, it doesn't matter. As Chief said, we're all Oklahomans. Let's be Oklahomans and let's work together. With that, what Chief was talking about with the softball fields, I kind of leaned over and I whispered in his ear, should yours fail, we just turfed a cluster of 4 fields that you're more than welcome to come and hold your tournaments if you'd like. But no, we were sitting there, we were kind of joking. But that's another thing. I mean, should yours happen to fail, I believe Chief and I would invite you guys to utilize ours as well. Like I said, that's just a collaboration and a partnership, and it's just another thing that's in your backyard that is part of yours as well. So, okay.
Thank you for that invitation. We,
All right.
we don't,
Thank you.
we don't fail very well here in Broken Arrow, but we do appreciate the invitation.
And maybe we'll work with Bobby and he can help us find some money.
There you go. There you go.
Bobby Howard's the rainmaker.
Oh, my.
I think Raylan is going to come up.
Okay,
to the land
wonderful. Thank you, sir.
And while she's coming up, I didn't even know what a land acknowledgement was until last year at the National League of Cities in Washington, D.C., they asked me to do the land acknowledgement. And I was like, and it's not like our tribes. It's not like Choctaw, Muskogee Creek Nation. It's like the tribes that was in Muskogee, that was in Washington, D.C. So I had to practice a long time to pronounce them correctly.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, we need to do a land acknowledgement with our flag. So I'm glad you're here to do that.
Mado Raylan Butler, Jahojif Gados. Almalegida, Wakolgi, Almadowa, Pecan Tallahassee. Today I'd like to read this land acknowledgement and also submit one on record if you'd like to keep. This was prepared for the city of Broken Arrow and also by the Department of Culture and Humanities at the Muskogee Creek Nation. The Muskogee Creek Nation and the city of Broken Arrow would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the original inhabitants of the land we are standing and sitting on. We recognize this land was home to indigenous tribes of this region, including the Wichita, the Caddo, and the Osage, before the Muskogee Creek Nation's forced removal to Indian Territory in the 1830s. The city of Broken Arrow gets its name from the Muskogee Nation tribal town of Broken Arrow, known as Thigachka in the Muskogee language. Broken Arrow is a daughter town of Coweta, which was one of the 4 mother towns of all Muskogee Nation, and stand as a testament to the strength and resilience of the Muskogee people. Broken Arrow Tribal Town members continue to gather at the Broken Arrow Indian United Methodist Church off of 141st Street here in Broken Arrow, and they will celebrate 150th anniversary this fall. As we gather at City Hall, located on the Muskogee Creek Nation Reservation, we are reminded of our Muskogee ancestors' legacy embodied on this land and preserved in the stories and lives of their descendants, which is a testament to the unbreakable strength and spirit of the Muskogee people. Since time immemorial, Native people have hunted, fished, gathered, and taken care of these lands. We respect this legacy and we honor their sacred spiritual connections Native people have to the land and water. Mado, thank you.
Mado.
Yeah, we can come down to council.
Take a shortcut.
You all go ahead, I'll catch up.
Maybe he's all right.
Oh, my goodness. Just try to squeeze in just a little bit more, sir, if you don't mind. Yeah. Be a line real quick, and I'll. Okay.
I know, like that.
Start charging that.
We don't have to get this back close to, right? We can just leave this one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That was nice. That was. Will they have a second one that will be outside? Yeah, we're gonna get that. Wow, that was really cool.
Okay, and I wanted to mention, when I was reading the Constitution proclamations, what I failed to mention is that we were doing it on behalf of the Daughters of the Revolution. And so in 1955, the Daughters of the Revolution petitioned Congress to set aside September 17th through the 23rd annually to be dedicated for the observance of Constitution Week. And so Lisa is part of the Creek Lands, and then former Vice Mayor is part of the Broken Arrow. Yes.
We have two chapters actually,
Yes.
that, so.
So, if you guys want to, or ladies want to come up, then we can take a picture with your proclamations.
Sharon, you want to come on down? Yeah.
She said, nope.
She's like, nope.
How do you?
I'm just going to stand up. Why don't you all stand right here in front of me? That was a chore, if you don't mind. Deborah can maneuver down there. I'll just stand up.
Are you just for the ladies or what are you?
This
what's
is
your
Daughters of the, oh, you mean for the picture?
plan? Right.
Oh, well, we can go down there.
You want everybody down or just the ladies? Okay.
Yeah, you guys can come down. I'm just going to stand up. I'm just going to stand up. Yeah.
You good? Are you in there?
Yep, I'm in here.
Okay. Good? Got it?
Thank you. Oh, Chief Moore, look at, Chief Moore's gonna take one.
Communications, you name it. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thanks, Chief. Well, everyone's getting, oh, you're gonna talk?
Yes.
Yay, good.
I just want to remind everybody, tomorrow is Constitution Day, and all across the United States at 3 o'clock our time, everybody will be ringing bells. So if you have a bell, go out and ring it, and hopefully we can hear the echo all the way across our great land.
That's awesome.
Thank you for the proclamation.
Thank you. We had our meeting today at 2, my chapter did, and David Oldham came and did a presentation on the Constitution. So it was, thank you so much. I think a couple of years ago, you may have been there too, when Vice Mayor Gillespie was here, we actually rang the bell.
We did,
at 3
yeah.
o'clock, right in front of the Veterans Center. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That was very
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Awesome, thank you.
I was going to mention, as she was walking out, we didn't acknowledge we have Mayor Joyce Calvert here with us tonight.
Well,
Mayor
that was gonna be
Calvert.
in my remarks, but she's
We're
leaving.
introducing you.
So,
Women.
this
Mayor.
lovely lady in the pink sweater is Mayor Joyce Calvert of Glenpool, who just won Woman of the Year for Oklahoma Municipal League last week.
Come up and say a word.
Do you want to come up and say a word as the Oklahoma Municipal League representative as well?
So I just want to acknowledge her before she.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you did.
It's quite an honor to be here tonight with my favorite mayor, Mayor Wimpy, and with Lisa and all of you that I know. It's such a pleasure to be involved with such professionals and such caring people for your city. I absolutely love it. And I can't say enough kind things about Michael Spurgeon. I serve on a lot of boards with him. I've learned a lot from him. And you people are just next to the very, very best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks,
Congratulations,
Joyce.
Mayor of the Year.
All right, now that we've completely gone out of order all over the place, I believe we're on 7G, update on the 2026 general obligation bond package.
A lot of words so far tonight, so I only have a few words regarding the bond package. And I thank council for their indulgence with potential proposition number 8. That was my main covered. I did want to mention that we do have one more public forum, and that will be on the 23rd, next week, at the South Broken Arrow Baptist Church, located at basically right at the corner, right around the corner of 131st and Elm. I'm calling out all South Broken Arrows because when we started this in 2018, our largest turnout, I'm expecting a large turnout from South Broken Arrow because they actually had a large turnout in 2018. So I saw several folks that are from South Broken Arrow said they're looking forward to this forum. We've had 2 really good forums, very well attended. Staff has done amazing. I need to mention Shannon Marshall and Charlie Bright and the engineering construction team for actually ever putting everything together, and our consultant. And so I'm excited about this last opportunity for the citizens. There'll be other opportunities, obviously, through the public council meetings that we have. This will be the last scheduled public forum. Council may choose to have some additional forums if there's still questions on some projects. But I encourage everyone to come out and to actually engage as they have the first 2 meetings, because it is so important, especially when you're trying to narrow down those projects from approximately 600 million down to 400 million. So we're looking for a great turnout in South Broken Arrow next week. That's all I have.
Okay. Item 8 is citizens' opportunity to address council, and there's none. 9A is consideration, discussion, and possible approval of resolution 1703. Cindy Arnold.
Good evening. Recently, we had acknowledgement that the Broken Arrow Municipal Authority had an opportunity to refinance a 2015 FAP loan. This resolution is 1703 is approving the action to be taken by the Broken Arrow Municipal Authority, issuing a bond 2025B series not to exceed $6,280,000. And basically what it does is it saves a net present value of $130,000. Future-wise, it was like $490,000, and it also cuts 1 year off. So staff is recommending approval of Resolution 1703. John's here if they have any questions. John
Any
Wolf.
questions or discussion? No?
Saving money.
All right.
I'd make a motion, we approve the request to approve Resolution 1703.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 9B, consideration, discussion, and possible termination of contract number ST 23310, sorry, with Ellis Construction. Charlie Bright.
Wow.
A lot of papers.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, Mr. Spurgeon. Tonight, this item and the next item, not a fun topic to talk about, but we've been talking about the potential of terminating a contract with a contractor that is working on 2 of our residential rehabs currently. Just to give a little bit of process for you all to understand what we're asking for tonight, we're asking for authority to terminate the contracts, but that does not necessarily mean the contracts are automatically terminated. The contracts have a process that's identified after this point to where we get the authority, we would give notice to the contractor that that's our intent, and then from there, we actually go and negotiate with that contractor where they have a certain amount of time to give us satisfactory assurances that they're going to correct the actions and get back to doing work. So they actually have an opportunity to still fulfill their contract and go do the work. If we do not get those satisfactory assurances and they do not fulfill the work as we deem per the contract, then it moves on to us actually telling them we're going to terminate the contract. We give notice to the surety bonds, and then there's a process beyond that where the bonding company has the opportunity to take over the job and other steps. So I just kind of want to start with the explanation of the process. The vote tonight does not mean the contract's automatically terminated. It's just one step in the process. So we've been having, the first one we're going to talk about is Meadow Heights, but both projects are very similar scopes, very similar issues that we're having. But we've been having some existing issues with the contractor that we've been dealing with. Really from the very beginning, what it has felt like to us, there's been multiple acknowledgments, both verbally and audio recordings, and I believe in writing, that the contractor did not fully read the contract itself or the specifications prior to bidding the job. And I think a lot of subsequent issues have stemmed from that after that point. But we've had repeated issues with them on quality of work, timeliness of work. Those issues include basically at various times they've continuously delayed the work while we've argued over pay apps and stuff like that, which there is a method to argue over those, but they have stopped working in certain areas while they do that, and that's not allowed, and it's hurt our citizens in that time period. There has been a continued argument over delaying of work and how that relates to pumping of water. The contract is very specific. If it rains or if water's filling a hole, they're required as part of their bid to pump that water out and get to do the work as fast as possible. They've argued with us continuously that we need to pay them for pumping, which that's not what the contract states. They have acknowledged so bid specifications for all of our contracts, when we do pavement, require you to get compaction of the dirt. They have acknowledged that they have not been compacting dirt as they to the proper density that is needed as they've done the work, which leads us to another problem that a lot of the work they've done is already starting to fail. We already see cracking and everything else happening in the neighborhoods, which we've asked them to go back and do. They have not continuously had superintendents on site per the contract. Some of the big issues that we've had, they have not been saw cutting. So if you go out there and look at the work, normally we expect straight cut lines and all of it to kind of keep it looking nice and clean. They have a lot of jagged edges, a lot of things moving in and out because they have not been full depth saw cutting the pavements. They've been ripping out pavement that ends up like chipping the concrete and then kind of filling it back in. When they're doing concrete pours, there's not been form boards placed, which means like they're pouring concrete as flat as they can and then just slowly letting it fall off instead of having a straight edge. And all these things are in contradiction with our contract. So most of those things we were trying to work with them. You know, it's not uncommon for us to have problems, but usually we can work through them. What kind of was the straw that broke the camel's back for myself is we were blocking citizens from getting to their houses. Myself and our staff had given them notices, you need to stop all other work and get citizens access to their homes immediately. They replied with emails that basically what I personally took as holding our citizens hostage. They said, we will not give your citizens access to your homes until you agree to pay us the way we want to be paid. The contract very clearly says you will do the work immediately upon being told. There's a way to debate the money, but you will do the work. We went to the job site the next day. Not only were they not giving citizens access to the house, they were actually tearing up new citizens' driveways, which is exactly what we told them not to do. So on that day, I issued a stop work order along talking to city leadership. And then since then, we started the process to come to council tonight and work on terminating the contract. I do know a representative of theirs is in the audience tonight and wants to speak, which she has the right to do. I will say, just for your guys' understanding, that we have set up a meeting with them tomorrow morning to kind of go through that process we talked about. If you all vote tonight to give us the authority to terminate the contract, we'll start that process to see if they can come back to the table and give us assurances that they're going to finish the contract. And we do plan on having that meeting with them tomorrow morning. So happy to answer any questions now. Also happy to let them speak, and I can come back and talk some more after.
Well, I would like to hear them speak for sure, but it's very disappointing to, I mean, I don't want to do work with these people anymore, honestly. Like we just had asphalt in my neighborhood, and that was very inconvenient. It's beautiful now. I can't even imagine the concrete work and all the mess in that neighborhood and going on, and for them not to be responding. I mean, pick up the phone and call or whatever. I mean, I get there's a process, but Trevor, it sounds like we have enough stuff that they're not doing to meet the contract. Like, I don't know why we would have to delay it. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, like, sounds like he's gave them a lot of chances.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go through the legal process at this point.
The contract lays out the process and the steps, and I think Charlie did a good job articulating what that looks like.
Yeah. To your point, I mean, the citizen issues, some things that we haven't even talked about in contractual issues, but things that have frustrated us to get to this point. We've been, I don't know if you all have been getting the complaints, my department's been getting a lot of complaints where they have been sitting on porches of private property while they eat lunch, leaving trash on private property, using water faucets at houses. We have asked them if they had permission. Their workers on site would tell us they got permission, but then we would get calls from citizens saying they absolutely did not have permission. So it's just been a bunch of continued issues. And we're kind of at the point that we either want to move on or we want to get assurances that they're going to do the work according to the contract.
Is this the first contract we've had with this company?
Yes, they got two that were back to back. We did check their references. I mean, as we always talk about up here, we checked references. We got no complaints from anybody that we talked to prior. So, you know, we are a public entity. We had to give them the opportunity to do the work. So yeah, it's the first ones.
Well, Charlie, I appreciate you standing for our citizens, standing up for our citizens in our city, because, you know, well, it's kind of like a bridge that people call the roller coaster bridge. Like, sometimes people just look the other way and just think it's going to be okay. And I'm glad that you're looking out for our citizens, and I am very disappointed in the professionalism of this, or lack of, with this company.
Well, I can say I've had citizens reach out to me in my ward when it came to those repairs, and I went to take a look at them myself, and there was a citizen that had all the equipment just left in front of their house, blocking their mailbox, where the mailman always had to get out to deliver the mail, or it was blocking. He had a dump trailer, and it would block the road, or his driveway, where he couldn't get into the driveway, and it just looked terrible. I mean, it just looked like shoddy, terrible work. And he said, well, I was told that the city's not paying their bills, and that's why they can't finish.
Yeah, and that was a repeated comment we've heard from citizens, is that the contractor was continuously blaming the city for not paying them for why they would not work. And that couldn't be further from the truth. We've paid all valid pay apps that we've received to date. We have argued over those pay apps, but if we receive a valid one, we pay it.
Are both of these neighborhoods in your ward, Councilor Pickle?
One of them is.
Where's the other?
It's behind my office.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the wards, but one's Meadow Heights.
I haven't gotten a call. And I mean, obviously, when our work was going on in our neighborhood, you know, there'd be people that just reached out every now and again, but I haven't gotten a call.
I don't know the specific timeline of the complaints that you got, Councilor Pickle. I will say, in the contractor's defense, at some point we did issue them a stop work order and told them to leave, and there was equipment still blocking drives and stuff at that point, and they were told they could not come back and do it. Since then, I will also give kudos to our team. Once we issued the stop work order, asked them to leave the site, City of Broken Arrow crews stepped in and actually within 2 days got all citizens access to their houses. And so we put a lot of manpower on the job sites, and we got them access to their homes, just to make sure we took care of the citizens.
So I'm sorry, Johnny.
I do know historically we've done a good job. At least we haven't gotten any complaints from any of the subdivisions. In other words, praises of the concrete type replacement that we've done in the past.
Yep.
So it is really disappointing to start getting the complaints now.
Yep.
So if we dissolve this contract, like the city manpower that we had to put in to fix, like letting our citizens get into their homes, can we then charge that back to them on our manpower that we had to use? Because we had to take them off of other jobs to take care of this.
That'll all be part of the discussions and negotiations that we have to have with them past this point. If anything, we just would not pay them for completing that work because we completed it. So it would just be less payment that they receive.
Well, I'm even concerned about the work they've already done. If they're not packing and we're already having problems with them.
That's part of the recommendation to terminate, and that's part of going to be issues that we have to resolve with them. Is not only do we feel like work's not happening in compliance, we feel like a lot of work that's been done needs to be redone. Which is
I would like to hear from the representative before we continue to make comments. We haven't heard their side.
Absolutely.
Yet.
Thanks, Charlie. Amber Wells.
Hello. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight, Mayor and councilors and the rest of the team. So my name is Amber Wells. I'm the Director of Operations for Ellis Concrete. So one thing that we do pride ourselves on is the entire integrity and the workmanship that we do. He just said that they reached out to other entities that we've worked with, which have been Amazon, American Airlines, major players in the game. We've had zero issues. And another thing that we look at it integrity-wise is we do not want to come back. We do not want anything to be against us in the future. We want to do a good job today for you and for the residents. Going back to some of the things that he stated was us not allowing the residents to get into their drives. That particular moment, we actually had the concrete trucks coming out. We have to be able to have so much area demoed before the concrete can get there, because then we will have a bunch of excess concrete in the trucks, which then causes another issue. The city inspector at that time canceled the truck on its way to the job site, and we have records of all of this. We keep records, daily records, we keep photos. So the 226-page meeting memo that we just received, we have stuff that also goes along with that whole book for both jobs. So I can state that when we step into that meeting in the morning, we are also there to state that we want to do a good job. The subgrade in those neighborhoods, it's horrible. It's compacting. We've been doing our density tests. We have it from spec tests. We can show you. Like, we're not here to do a bad job for the city of Broken Arrow. We actually want to do a good job for you and your residents. But the way that we have to continuously fight to do a good job and get told no, it's even on our part. We're even to the point that we're like, hey, we're going to throw up our hands. We've been communicating and communicating and communicating with just verbal directives. We can't do anything on verbal directives anymore. We've been crying. I've been the one doing the emails. Please, no more verbal directives. Because in this conversation, you say one thing. In this conversation, you say another. And then in this conversation, you want to talk to my superintendent, but then say something else to this guy. We can't do this anymore. We're here to get in and out of these projects. It's coming to the winter. We're not going to have work because we're over here hassling with this, and this is our major time to be able to make sure that our company can keep rolling. We have families out here. Like, we truly care about Broken Arrow and the residents of Broken Arrow. And so I can't wait to be able to have the meeting in the morning. We even reached out to the city manager and was like, hey, we have a problem here. There is a problem. So that I just wanted to say and represent Ellis Concrete and just state that we do love what we do. And yes, it has been a fight, but we are fighting for the city of Broken Arrow and all the things, and we have record of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
So just for the record, for the city, I'll say that we strongly disagree with a lot of the statements that were made there, which leads to a lot of the issues we've been having. But I don't think this is the time or place to litigate those issues. I think that will be happened in negotiations and through other legal courses. Happy to answer any direct questions. If you want to ask them, I will, but I just don't think this is the appropriate setting to do that. To the point of what was talked about, like I said, there's 200 plus pages report, emails, documents, texts, pictures, it's all there. Happy to answer any questions you have, but at this point, I'd ask and recommend that you give us the authority to notice to terminate, and then we'll step through that process.
Just one more point is that, I've been kept abreast of this situation for quite some time, and I'm very satisfied that what Charlie is sharing with you is correctly. And, the contact in me was an attempt to circumvent the process, in which I refer them right back to the person that's responsible for the project, because obviously we want to get the work done. And so I'm very comfortable with where we are. Obviously, there's a contract that needs to be followed in terms of notification, and I think we give them that, and I'm hopeful tomorrow that despite there may be some differences, we can work this out, because I've had a couple of calls to my office about residents just being blocked in out of their driveways, and that's just not acceptable. It's not, and we've had to go in and do some work, and so we'll update the council members through the city attorney. Once we have this meeting, hopefully we can get it resolved. They'll come and work together to find solutions.
I appreciate the fact that both sides are willing to have a meeting. And I personally, I think that this sounds like the best option. And I appreciate the fact that this termination agreement gives that company the opportunity to try to make it right. Because like she said, she wants to try to make it right. So hopefully we can come to an agreement. But I think that it's important that we don't take just knee-jerk reactions, which I don't think we are, but to take the opportunity to sit down and discuss and see what we can do to either make it work or get out of it so we can continue to move forward and do what's best for our citizens.
Absolutely.
I do have one question. So
Yes,
with the meeting that's scheduled for tomorrow, was there a reason why, like, to start the process now? Or, because I don't know the process of if you were to wait until after you have the...
Yeah, so we actually had discussed with them and actually talked about having one meeting prior to this council meeting. Due to the timing of the stop work order and then us preparing these documents, we didn't have these documents ready until, I believe, Thursday of last week, and I think we sent them to them on Friday. So the timing of the stop work order versus us being prepared for the meeting and the council time, we did not have time to squeeze the meeting in prior. We did want to have an informal meeting with them before the council meeting, but the timing didn't work. Now that we're having the council meeting first, yeah, we still do need to have that, because the way the contract reads, once we give them the intent to terminate, that's when they have the opportunity to give us what is called satisfactory assurances that they're going to fix it. So first we need the intent to terminate, and then they get the chance to give us the satisfactory assurances.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion?
I'll make a motion to start the process of termination of contract number ST23310 with Ellis Concrete Construction LLC.
I'll second.
Item C is consideration, discussion, and possible termination of contract number TS 23300 with Ellis.
So good evening again, council. This item is the exact same item as what we just had. The vote we just took was for Meadow Heights, and now we have a second contract with them that faces pretty much all the same identical issues in Brentwood. I do believe Ms. Wells signed up to speak again, so if she would like, give her that opportunity, but I don't have anything new to add.
Ms. Wells, do you want to speak again?
If I could say one thing.
Sure, absolutely. You signed up for both.
Again, Amber Wells, Director of Operations of Ellis Concrete. So when we went to the pre-construction meeting with Meadow Heights, which was our second contract, it was stated that this contract was going to be this job was going to be ran the same as Brentwood, which was going to be quantities installed were quantities paid. So that doesn't mean much to you guys because you don't know much about what's going on. But once the contract started playing, once we started doing the contract and doing the work, that's when everything started changing because we had a different inspector, and that inspector ran things differently, which understandable, he's a different person. So that's when we started having the issues because we were under the impression that how we were running one project was going to be the same as the other project. So that's when the confusion started really rising, was when just the misinformation coming right out the gate of the pre-construction meeting.
Thank you.
Hoping you guys have the opportunity to review that contract before tomorrow's meeting. 'Cause I know our team does a pretty good job of spelling everything out in those contracts.
So to that point, all of our pre-construction meetings are recorded. We've heard this argument before. We've went back and watched the recording. I don't see what was just claimed in that recording. My team's looked at it. Plus, I will add that our team does not have the authority to override the contract that this council approves. At the end of the day, the contract that this governing body approves governs our relationship, and that's the way we proceed. So.
Further discussion or?
I'm just very thankful that Charlie came up here, and I'm also glad that Ms. Wells is here today because I think we're going to get some movement tomorrow.
I hope so.
That's the plan.
Yep.
If not, it won't be for a lack of trying.
We will make every effort.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll make a motion to start the process of termination of contract number ST23300 with Ellis Concrete Construction.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Item D is consideration, discussion, and possible approval of FY26 marketing services contract with in-house advertising. Michaela.
Good evening. I'm Michaela Barton, the tourism manager, and I just want to say really quick that I wasn't sure, I'm usually the first on the agenda, but I wasn't sure. I was sitting back there and I was kind of, frustrated, and then I came down here just so thankful for the Lord that He had me sit through all of this so that I can realize how thankful I am for my job and that I get to talk about things like Bullseye and Functified, and just so thankful also for my coworkers and everybody that I get to work with, and I'm glad that somebody does their job and that I get to do mine. So anyways.
Well said.
The first item that I have for you this evening is consideration for fiscal year 2026, our new marketing contract. So we've worked with in-house since 2023, and they've just been a really great partner in helping us to grow our brand. They're the first third-party marketing company that we've ever worked with for Visit Broken Arrow, and they've just really taken us to the next level professionally and just helped us sort of build our brand, and we love the opportunity to continue to do that. So can you pull up the RFA? I won't talk about every single thing on what we're planning for the year, but on that in front of you, it just talks about some estimated allocations. So I thought this was a good way of you just being able to see, that's not it, but I think you guys have the RFA in front of you, just the different projects that we have coming up and about how much, that's it, how much we're planning on spending for each project that we have. So it just kind of gives an easy breakdown. I mean, it's much more complex than that when we get down into the contract itself. But this is just an overview for, it talks about Bullseye specific marketing. We'll spend about $12,500. And then we spend money on our quarterly guide, basic Visit Broken Arrow branding. Christmas is our biggest push. You can see that we spend over a third of our budget on just marketing Christmas. It's our favorite thing. And so this is just kind of a breakdown of what our plan is for fiscal year 26. And I do want to say that it's just an estimate, and we're getting ready to wrap up our strategic plan, which you guys will hopefully see in the next month or two. And this leaves room for us to kind of move around and make changes. But this is just generally what we're expecting to spend in marketing for the year. So just asking for your approval to continue to do work with in-house, and the Visit Broken Arrow Board approved this contract last week as well, just for
I have a comment.
notice.
So there's a rumor that some folks would like to see Bullseye down by the other baggage claim area. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Yep, everybody wants to see, everybody seems to be
me
flying
real sad.
Southwest, and so we're talking about adding that to our lineup. I think maybe a little bit different ad, but then everybody can see them.
Is that included here, or would that be in addition?
Yeah, it's included in, well,
Okay.
it's part of our regular marketing budget that's outside of in-house scope.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, we're talking about that.
Okay.
Well, let me just tell you, I was watching the news last night. They were talking about Tulsa International, you can fly like to Cabo with straight flight. Guess what background they use to interview the person?
Yes.
Arm mural.
Yeah.
Yes, I did a little screenshot.
Okay.
So anyway, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get everyone that actually comes home to get their bags, now it's on Southwest, to take a picture with Bullseye.
Yeah.
So
It'll be on both ends.
I see a lot. Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about this. I think the program that you all have been doing has been very good. I've seen it everywhere, from social media to TV ads. You're talking about wrapping up things. We got a new truck that I saw that was just recently wrapped.
Let me see what you did
It
that.
looks great. I love you included the Rose District logo and the white circle with the black lettering.
I sent that to him, just to let you know.
That is beautiful. Yeah, so a lot of good things happening. So I'm happy to motion to approve this.
Well, before we make a motion, I do want to add, I'm just going to continue to say this. Ralph Blaine is part of our history, who created the song, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I really think we should capitalize on our Christmas tradition having that incorporated. So I'll just continue to say it every Christmas season, that we should include that in our Christmas.
I actually brought that up at our
celebrations.
last Visit Broken Arrow meeting and asked for it to be on the agenda for discussion. So you're welcome to come and speak if you would like to.
The
It's been
mayor's
8
reminding
years.
me
It's
right
been
now.
8 years, you guys, 8 years.
So she's reminding me a lot of Hobby Lobby. They already have Christmas, and as you can tell, it is not, in my opinion, it is not fall. It is not Christmas. We haven't even had the holiday, so I am protesting in my colors tonight. Summer is not over. So let's enjoy the now. We'll get to Christmas later.
Yes.
I just had to be on the record.
Well, I have to be on the record not. I've been watching the Hallmark Christmas movie all summer. So, you get kind of depressed sometimes or worried about something. You just kind of sit back and you know what's happening and relax. Sorry.
Well, and I do want to, I congratulate you on the Visit Broken Arrow meeting, but I also, from the time that this council approved the incentive for filming, it was less than a year that the first idea was presented, then this council approved it, and we had our first movie filmed in Broken Arrow for a big economic impact. Was it 1.5 million?
Yeah, it'll be about $1 million.
About $1 million.
We're still waiting for them to come back to our board, but yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're already talking about doing more. So
Yeah,
I want to thank
we'll be
this
coming back to
for
council
supporting.
sometime this fall after they visit with the board.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out, your podcast, actually the podcast that you do, very well done, Michaela.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're kind of funny.
Wait, you have a podcast? You have a podcast?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we've got the whole marketing thing going on, little mugs with our little visit, yeah.
Why haven't I been on your podcast?
You're not on our
Are you
tourism
interested?
board.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could talk about Christmas.
We don't-
Fantastic.
Noted.
In July.
In
She
July.
does something like the follow-up to the council meetings.
Oh, yeah.
We've
done
just
two
started. I
now.
mean, it's been a few months,
Okay.
but it's good.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love an invitation.
You're formally invited.
Maybe
I'll send you an
you-
invitation.
Put the people on there who actually listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
I was on the first podcast.
I mean, I might blast it out. I kind of have a big reach in this. So. I didn't even know. Anyway, that was fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that it? Do we need to?
No, the truck, I saw pictures, I haven't seen it in life, but it looks really good. I did take a picture of the black and white Rose District logo and sent it to him. I'm like, look, we're showing your
It's
logo.
also on the official Rose District Facebook page. That's their official logo. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. There's a motion on the floor,
Justin.
waiting for a second.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Justin, for that continued remark about the logo.
Yes, you're welcome.
I thought it was an ice cream truck.
Put ice cream on.
Okay. Item E is consideration, discussion, and possible approval of 4 nominations and reappointments and 1 new nomination and appointment to the Visitors Board. Michaela.
Okay, so speaking of Visit Broken Arrow, we have 9 members on the Visit Broken Arrow board, and this is a cycle in which we have 5 up for appointment, and then actually next meeting we're going to have the Counselor Ford or the city council appointment for the board is on the next meeting. But, so before you tonight is consideration of 4 reappointments. So Mr. Brian Dean, Mr. Tommy Yardy, Ms. Trevor Swanson, and Ms. Kathy Muskrat are all up for reappointment. They've all been great members of the board, great input, great attendance, and we just love having them. And as you'll see, 3 of those would be Mayor Wimpy's appointments, and then 1 would be Vice Mayor Park's appointment. And then we do have a nomination for a new appointment, and that is Miss Sarah Lopp, and she has been a trooper to come this evening and be last on the agenda. And so I just want to real quick just tell you all a little bit about Sarah, and then I will let her speak because she has been so patient. So Sarah Lopp is the owner and creative force behind Functified, a vibrant boutique in Broken Arrow's Rose District that has become a destination for visitors from across the country. Known for its bold, disco-inspired style and immersive shopping experience, Functified regularly attracts visitors from across Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and beyond, including guests who have flown in just for the store's signature hats, and even a couple who just last week rode their Harley from Indiana just to shop at their store. Sarah's a lifelong entrepreneur, best known for founding Money Saving Queen, a nationally recognized platform that reached over 2.5 million monthly users and was featured on national news outlets. She's also owned a local produce co-op, and she helped other businesses navigate the pandemic. And she also successfully turned around a near-bankrupt semi-trailer repair company, selling it for over $2.5 million. With her deep ties to Broken Arrow, passion for building community, and proven ability to draw visitors and economic impact through her business, Sarah will no doubt bring valuable experience and perspective to the Visit Broken Arrow Tourism Board.
I heard she's got a really cute little employee too that looks a lot
She
like
does,
you.
yeah. I think that's part of the success. So here's Sarah.
Wasn't she also featured in the movie that was just shot here?
I was.
The-
Not me
the
personally,
logo-
but the store.
Yeah,
The store.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, that was a pretty big deal for us. We didn't know that it would impact us all that much, other than just being here. But we turned out to have props in the movie itself, also wardrobe pieces. They came through the store, I was kind of like, have whatever you want.
Yeah.
So they did.
Yeah.
And they kept coming back for more. And so they took, we actually had a booth that's going to be the background in this movie. I don't know how this movie is going to be, so I'm not saying anything like that, but it's kind of cool to be in it, whatever it is. And so it was neat. We went and saw it being filmed and all of our stuff in it as well, so it was a really cool thing. But anyway, so thank you guys. I'm actually really excited about the tourism board. We, as Functified, I know almost all of you, but we have always set ourselves to be a destination store. That was our goal. That was exactly what we wanted to do. I feel like we have done it, and we've done it pretty well for just not really knowing what we're doing, but for having fun doing it. And so it's been kind of a really neat adventure. And like Michaela was saying, we do have people come in weekly, fly in, they drive in, they ride Harleys apparently, all the way down to the store. We have 2 separate things going on in Functified. So we have Functified, we have Funky Brims. Funky Brims is the hat line from my husband. Both of these serve as our midlife crises, if you will. And so mine was a bright pink store with disco balls, and his were like, he's a lawyer, but he's got really cool hats.
He's
And
actually wearing one tonight.
Yes.
Maybe she's
Yeah.
a model.
So that's kind of like, our two things, and they've gone really, really well. And he has a very large online cultish weird following, but they all come down, they show up at the store, and so we are really invested. We live here in Broken Arrow, we live in the Rose District, our kids go to school here. Although I am a union graduate, I was still right here, just on that weird line, so we don't talk about the union side.
Yeah,
but,
we do. It's fine to talk about it. That's my ward.
See,
Yeah.
that's where I was. But anyway, in Broken Arrow, and so this is our home, and this is what we do. So we absolutely love being a part of it. We love being a part of the Rose District, and being able to find any way to bring more people down here is our thing. So like, this is a really great fit for me, in my opinion, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, it'll be
We're
perfect.
excited. Yes.
And
Good job, David.
I would like to say, so I reached out to Sarah about this because I'd had conversations with other people, and I was there for Functified's ribbon cutting. I may own some of those hats myself. Been there for the wine walk and those types of things, and just your energy and excitement is becoming so, infectious with everyone. And I just thought, this is a great fit. And then when I emailed you about the opportunity, I think it was like 30 seconds, and you had responded.
Oh, I was so excited.
Yeah, and so we definitely appreciate you
Yes.
willing to serve for the tourism, and thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Is that it?
All right.
Am I good?
Now we have to
Thank
vote on you, though,
okay.
so.
I'll make a motion to approve the 4 nominations and reappointments and the 1 new nomination and appointment to Visit Broken Arrow Board.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call. Approved. All right, there are no preview, yes, that's it. Okay, there are no preview ordinances. Item 11 is ordinances. There are none. Remarks and inquiries by governing body members. Chalk It Up is this weekend. So Friday and Saturday is Chalk It Up, and I believe the Rose Festival, and then Rose Kites Over Broken Arrow is Sunday. And then before the next council meeting is the pretty darn good, I think it's, pretty good at drinking beer and barbecue. It's gonna be a festival at the community center, I think. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm actually gonna grant a wish to a veteran at 5 o'clock, so you guys should come on out. And then, I kind of have one more thing, I think,
I was gonna compete in that, but it's the first weekend of the state fair, and when the state fair is here, we are not available, because we're working the fair, 11 days of awesome.
so we can go see you for 11 days of awesomeness?
Come on down.
All right.
Well, are you still? I just wanted to say too, Bobby Schultz is in our, Counselor Bobby Schultz with Bixby is in our audience as well. I know we recognized Mayor Calvert, but he's the one who delivered our flag from Bixby for us, for Muskogee Creek Nation, so thank you, Bobby. But he's also too.
It was
But he's also the director of the Met.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
we're glad that he missed the presentation. Of course, Jerry did awesome, but we live stream our meetings, so you can go back and see how good he did.
Yes.
So I want to make sure.
Well, I just had another thing. So there's a special date that's
Oh, my God.
coming up. And
oh, look at that.
it happens to be our city manager's 10 years of service with the city of Broken Arrow. So we have this plaque for you, sir, in recognition of your leadership, vision, and steadfast commitment. You've helped shape a strong and thriving Broken Arrow. Your mission to always get to yes, which is my favorite, has inspired a meaningful difference in the lives of those you serve. I was talking to him before the council meeting, and he showed me the gift that employees had done for you, and I just thought that was so special. He got an entire box of letters from employees, and that's pretty cool.
I was curious what that was. It looks like a box of cash.
Yeah.
It's a box of bigger, it's about this big, and it's full of individual
Yeah.
notes. There's hundreds of them in there that I'm gonna have to read from all the employees, and so,
What a good gift. That's really good.
Well, I want to tell you that it's been a joy and an honor the last 8 years. I consider you a very special friend, and wouldn't want to serve alongside anyone else, and you can't go anywhere, so at least until I'm done with my term. So then you can go wherever you want, but no. So congratulations on 2 years with us.
thank you very much. Thank you. Very honored, very thankful.
It looks like Ross has got
Oh,
a
Ross.
presentation for you too.
Okay. Oh, wow.
You
were just here for picture.
Yeah.
No, I wanted you to think that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Let me
I was just driving too.
thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council, and Councilor Parks. Maybe since you're such a expert on the Christmas movies, maybe you can reach out to them and tell them, we have a great city that would look great in Christmas shows.
I'll do that. I talk to them once a week. I'll check with them.
Well, thank you, council, again, for allowing me to come. It seems like this is becoming about a monthly event that I'm here recognizing somebody. And so that's a great honor for me as a city, as a state representative, to have such a city that is just destined for greatness. So with this, Mr. Spurgeon, this citation says, Broken Arrow City Manager, whereas Michael Spurgeon dedicated 10 exceptional years of his life to serving as Broken Arrow City Manager. He has exemplified professionalism, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to public service. His leadership has been instrumental in guiding Broken Arrow through a decade of growth and transformation, and whereas he has been guiding Broken Arrow through the decade of growth and transformation, among his many accomplishments, he oversaw the implementation of the historic $210 million bond package, the largest in the city's history, while also championing economic development through the initiatives such as the Arrow Forge Innovation District and revitalization of the Rose District, New Orleans Square, and South Broken Arrow. His focus on fostering public and private partnerships, renewing a 25-year franchise agreement with PSO, and instituting a culture of service within the city departments has strengthened the city's reputation for innovation and responsiveness. Under his leadership, Broken Arrow has a net assets value increase by 83%, reaching $1.39 billion with a B, reflecting the economic vitality and prosperity he helped achieve. And whereas Michael Spurgeon has showed exceptional leadership and has also been recognized through numerous honors, including the 2020 Gerald Wilkins Award, Oklahoma City Manager of the Year Award, the Don Ryder Award for Outstanding Municipal Official of the Year, and Emergency Management Public Official of the Year. Whereas, through his leadership, hard work, and steadfast dedication to public service, Michael Spurgeon has been a lasting impact on the city of Broken Arrow and our citizens. Whereas, the Oklahoma House of Representatives proudly recognizes and commends Michael Spurgeon for his outstanding service, his leadership, and his continued commitment to the people of Oklahoma. Now, therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Ross Ford, the Oklahoma House of Representatives extends to Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon sincere congratulations and directs this citation to be presented.
I'm going to stand up back there.
Okay.
Y'all want to come down and get a picture?
Yes. Yeah, but I'm going to stand
well,
here. It's just too much. I don't want everyone to wait.
Lisa, can you get in?
Yeah, I'm good. And let Justin stand in front of me.
Lisa, you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let them get theirs, then I'll come up. I wanted to get a picture. Oh, I'm sorry. Fantastic.
I did have It's a nice plaque. Where's Chief Moore? Aaron left. Oh, no, there's Aaron.
Apparently it's hard of hearing.
Yeah, I'm peeking in. Photobombing, yeah. Oh, Kathleen wants one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Congratulations. Kind of feel like we should ring our
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, any other governing body messages?
You know, I had a comment that I was going to make during the flag ceremony. I didn't realize it took so long to get there that it ended so quickly. I didn't get to do that, but that was a big honor for the city, and it's certainly a big honor for me. You know, I've lived in Broken Arrow my whole life, since I was 2 years old, and I know when the construction area, I realized how much of our land in Broken Arrow came from the Creek Nation, and then it was signed over. And as a councilman, I found out how much land is still underneath the umbrella of the Creek Nation. So it's definitely a partnership between us because all the land was. So a lot that we do, I know the History Museum, you know, looks at that a lot, and they have the allotments that were there originally. And it's just really meaningful for us to live together this way and be partners. We enjoy getting together for lunch and visiting and working on other projects. So it's just a real honor to me, and I know for this council, to be able to work so closely with our Native Americans, with the Creek Indians. So appreciate it.
We just got back from the Oklahoma Municipal League Annual Conference, a great conference, a lot of great topics and classes and programs, a lot of great networking opportunities. I think we got a lot of knowledge we can bring back and share here in Broken Arrow. And we had a lot of our staff and team there as well. And I mentioned, you know, for you guys to learn something, I was like, really, our guys probably could have been teaching a lot of those things. Really and truly, we have great staff, and they are the standard. So, but it was a great conference. Thanks for the opportunity to go.
I was talking to Michael too about like when we would stop and talk to vendors and they would find out we were from Broken Arrow. They're like, your staff is the best, which we know, but like it's nice for them. I mean, they weren't just trying to sell something. They were like, honestly, they're so
they were,
easy to,
but
well, they maybe
they did love
were,
us.
but how they, I mean, every single booth that did business with us, every single one of them said
They
we
knew
love
who
working.
the contact was.
Yes, yes. Oh, we love Jerry, or we love, Charlie, like
The
whatever it was
Tims.
that they, whatever they decided. So I mean, we do appreciate all the hard work, and it's really nice for other people to appreciate it as well.
City Manager?
Just a few things. I'm glad you mentioned the municipal conference because it was the largest attended conference they've had in the history of the Municipal League, and the energy and the spirit of enthusiasm amongst all cities was very evident, as well as the vendors. And so I want to just send a shout out to Mike Fina and his team because there's a lot of heavy lifting that goes into that. Also to the board of directors, I happen to serve as an alternate, but the mayor and Mayor Calvert basically are on the board. And so everyone needs to be recognized for that type of event. And then the dinner and the Hall of Fame was incredible. And then to see Joyce actually be recognized for the second year in a row, that's very well deserved. So I appreciate you mentioning that, Counselor. I want to send this, yes. Let me send a shout out to the sports organizations. I see Travis Kelly in the back, and I know Travis is 100% behind this initiative. Him and his wife do a lot for baseball. And it's a lot for these folks. I mean, they come out, they care about this community very much, and so I really appreciate the time and honesty that we had about this initiative and how it could actually turn into something spectacular for all of our city, not only for our city, our kids, but also for the city and the region. So I appreciate the council's support of that survey, and we'll be rolling it out next week. I know Aaron's ready to go. I also want to mention John Wolf is here, our municipal financial advisor came. John's been working with the Broken Arrow for probably 25 years, and he's the guy behind the scenes that really does a lot for us, John. And I know that we rely very heavily on you, so thank you very much for all you do for us. I mean, you just provide Cindy with great and me with great advice that we can give the council, so thank you very much. So, and the last thing I want to say is that, just for those of you who didn't know, I wanted this job as city manager of Broken Arrow in 2004, and I was blessed not to get it. And I didn't get it. I wasn't ready. It wasn't the time the Lord had for me. And fortunately, 11 years later, I got that opportunity. And it's been 10 years on the 21st. But sometimes it feels like I'm just getting started. And when you think about all the great things, it is a wonderful time to be in leadership as well as a citizen, because we are coming together. I see Tiffany Shepard's in the audience in the chamber and our school district. We were at ribbon cuttings today for the school and the passage of the bond from 2023, to see those pods and to see the excitement, to hear those kids sing that song, those first graders out at Rosewood. Chuck Perry has done an amazing job of bringing our school district to another level, and he needs to be recognized along with his team. And so it is a wonderful time, and we have to work hard because April 7th will be right around the corner. But I do appreciate the support of the council, and obviously the directors really make my job a lot easier. All of them, every single one of them is amazing, as you mentioned, Counselor, and also Kenny and to Norm for their support, and every other director and the staff. I can't wait to go through that box and read all of those, and I'm sure may not be a dry eye, but I will certainly look forward to it and appreciate the time that everyone took. So, especially cricket organizing it. So with that, Mayor, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, Mayor, I do have something if I can add. Okay, so October the 10th, which is OU Texas weekend for any of those that, October 11th. 1800 West Detroit Street, which is our new permanent location for these twice-a-year events. So start cleaning out your garages, your houses, all the things. We'll take tires, pharmaceuticals, cardboard, electronic waste for a fee, because it cost us money to get rid of that, batteries, plastic grocery bags, sharps, ammunition, paper shredding. You are limited to 3 boxes, and fire extinguishers. So for those of you, 8 to noon, I believe, right, Trevor? 8 to noon, Trevor? 8 to noon? 8 to noon. He's like, wow. 8 to noon on October the 11th. Bring us your stuff.
Okay. We do have executive session, so I'll entertain a motion to go into a brief recess.
So moved.
Second?
Yep, sorry, Tony.
Go ahead. Got it.
Pickle?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Parks?
Yes.
Wimpy?
Yes. Call the Broken Arrow Municipal Authority meeting to order. Roll call.
Pickle?
Here.
Green?
Here.
Ford?
Here.
Parks?
Here.
Wimpy?
Here. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. All right. There are no public hearings, appeals, presentation, recognitions, or awards. Item 6 is general authority business. 6A is consideration, discussion, and possible approval of Resolution 1702. Cindy.
Good evening. City Council approved, should the authority take approve the loan. Broken Arrow Municipal Authority has a 2015 FAP promissory note, and the FAP is a financial assistance program. Note dated July 30th, 2015. The original amount, $11,900,000. That has an opportunity to be refinanced with a new FAP loan that will be Series 2025B with the principal amount not to exceed $6,280,000. Should the authority approve Resolution 1702, there will be a savings of approximately $125,000 net present value after fees and will shorten the loan period by 1 year. Staff recommends approval and authorization to execute Resolution 1702.
Any questions or discussion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Johnny got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
I'm real sorry.
Tony's like, we're moving along.
Remarks or inquiries by governing body members? City Manager?
I have none, Madam Chair.
We have no executive session.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. No through second for the
Call the Broken Arrow Economic Development Authority to order. Roll call.
Pickle.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Parks.
Here.
Wimper.
Here. Are there any items to remove from the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
The motion and a second. Roll call.
Takes like 3 times that quick.
There are no public hearings, appeals, presentation, recognitions, or awards. In general authority business, 6A, consideration, discussion, and possible approval of an economic development agreement between Broken Arrow Economic Development Authority and Shops at Tiger Crossing. Norm.
Good late evening, early night. I'm Norm Stevens, Mr. Spurgeon, authority members. I'm Norm Stevens, Assistant City Manager of Administration. It's my pleasure to come back or come before you to talk about a development that we are requesting that you approve us to partner on. We've been having so much success due to this council in South Broken Arrow. We felt like that it's time to do something maybe again in North Broken Arrow. And we have been, over the last several months, in negotiations and working with Mr. Neil Bose and his son, Sean, on an 18-acre development that is to be located on the northwest corner of County Line in Albany. The site will consist of 2 main development zones. A 10-acre tract bordering the arterial streets will be for commercial development, and 8 acres behind that will be reserved for residential light office use. The developer will construct 7 pad sites for sale, lease, or build to suit for commercial, retail, restaurant, and/or service-oriented businesses. The developer will have a minimum investment of not less than $14,600,000. As we find out more and more on these type of developments, but for a public-private partnership, it's hard to make these make sense. The developer agrees to cause to be constructed a minimum of 25,000 square feet of commercial retail or service business by May of 2030. I truly believe that it will be more, as does the developer, than that square footage. Now, when it comes to the incentives, probably one of the favorite types of incentives that I like to bring to this board is through sales tax rebates. Now, we're not able to do as much as we once were due to the way that our funding is broken up. But the reason I like sales tax rebates is it takes the pressure off of this board and puts it on the developer. In a nutshell, if that developer does not perform, they don't get paid. So it really makes them a strong incentive to get out there, get the right tenants for their business, and get them in place quickly. The sales tax rebate is not to exceed $2 million for a period not to exceed 20 years. Visiting with the developer, visiting with our finance people, we truly believe that this will be paid off well before that. Also, that we will reimburse the developer for 600 linear feet of sidewalk to be placed along County Line Road, not to exceed $20,000. And that is a greater public benefit, especially across from the school. The last thing is a waiver of site development permit and fee in lieu instead of online stormwater detention, not to exceed $210,000. And as they start to go through it, they will turn in receipts for that, or invoices for that, and they will be reimbursed. The Tiger Crossing sales tax distribution rate, and this is the part that excites me. And that's the part of how much hurt is there in it. And for the city, we can expect over the course of this sales tax rebate to bring in approximately $6,700,000 or 77% of the entire amount. The developer will bring in less than that, and I'm trying to find where I wrote that down. I'm sorry, the developer will bring in 22.96%. So the city will make 77.4%. At $6,700,000, the developer, for his $2 million, will make 22.96%. I do not know if the developer, boy, you came in last minute, didn't you? Mr. Sean Bowe, he is the son of Neil, and Neil, many of you all have met him. When we did Tiger Hill, he was part of that development. Neil also was at Northeast Crossroads, the land out in front of the Target. He is a part of that. I love having Sean in the room. He can keep his father and pointed in the right direction. But he is available to answer any questions that you may have, or I can answer any questions you may have.
Do we get another giant tiger statue? Possibly in the front, more visible.
That was,
You can come on up.
I think y'all are familiar with Timberwolf contractors. One of their subcontractors took fancy with a concrete saw and sculpted that whole tiger on the backside behind Dutch Brothers there.
I wish it was out front, but yeah, it's really cool.
My name's Sean Bowe. I appreciate the opportunity to come here and meet with y'all and for y'all to consider this proposal. So happy to answer any questions that y'all may have regarding this.
Letters of interest, and or you guys have people, I don't know that you can share anything, but.
Well, we have been focused primarily on site infrastructure development lately, working with Public Works and the developments there. But we do have approximately 50% letters of intent in hand for the retail development, for the 13,000 square foot shopping center that we're building ourselves on site. We've got a specialty beverage user, a specialty food user, and then a nail salon all on board right now. And that's just enough for us to pull the trigger on this development. So we've just got stamped drawings in hand tomorrow. I think we're getting them from the civil contractor. And we'll be going forward with civil utilities here within the next month or so.
I can imagine the students are going to be very thrilled at anything you put over there.
We had the opportunity to meet with the school administration during the PUD process and had some good conversations with them, and they're excited about the development as well. So.
Can you make a really big parking lot, because you're going to need it?
Yeah, that's what we keep hearing, is that that's going to be the biggest concern.
That's probably the worst thing for people who drive pickup trucks that can't park at Tiger Hill.
We hear that at Tiger Hill as well. That's true.
Yeah. But what kind of time frame are we looking at on this? Because sometimes we see things get approved and it's years down the road before we see any movement on it.
We've been working on this development now for the better part of 2 years. So there's a lot of that legwork that's been completed already. Like I said, we've got stamped drawings almost in hand, and we're putting them out to bid shortly. So as soon as we have that within the next couple of weeks, we hope to go for civil utility work. And then from that point forward, and we have our lots in hand. I think our plat was on consent agenda earlier and approved, so now we can pull permits and move forward. So to answer your question, I anticipate retail center being up by what is it? Early 2027. Yeah. So Q1 2027 is where we're at on that.
Further questions or discussion?
I'll make a motion for approval of an economic development agreement between Broken Arrow Economic Development Authority and Shops at Tiger Crossing.
Thank you all very much.
You bet. Thank you.
I'll second it, but I had a question of Norm.
Yes, sir.
That I always think of when a situation like this comes up. How much sales tax will we get from it if not anything's developed out there?
We will get exactly nothing.
Good point, John, Councilor, Vice Mayor.
Thank you for that question.
Yes. It's a good question.
Good
yes.
question.
All right, roll call. All right, remarks by governing body members?
I do have something that I failed to say earlier. The police department's very kind and gives us amazing officers to set and make sure we're safe during our council meetings. And I just want to thank Sergeant Oki, who just got promoted to sergeant, for taking care of us tonight. And be on the lookout for his ceremony. I don't think he set a date yet, but I know you all. Oh, it's already sent. He didn't even know. Did you know they've already set a date, apparently, Sergeant Oki? We'll let
Hopefully
you
you're
know
there.
so you can be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
Yes. City manager?
I have nothing, Madam Chair.
Okay. We have no executive session.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Entertain a motion to clear the room.
I'll make a
You
motion to
need
clear
to
the room.
finish your adjournment vote.
Sorry.
She's like, let's move on.
And go.
Counselor Parks.
He's like, I was waiting.
I was listening to what he was talking about.